end did not come. And that gave all of us brothers and sisters the opportunity to come into the truth and not die and be destroyed while we were yet still in the world, where the Lord was not on our side. But there were some that taught to preach, that taught to repent, to change our lives, that fought the good fight of faith, that stood in the gap so that the Lord would look down upon the land and have mercy on a people that did not deserve it for the sake of the request of a few righteous men. That has always been how it is. Keep going.
That he had said that he would do unto them.
The Lord said he would do these things, and he absolutely will. But he is the power, and he can change his mind. Keep going.
And he did it not.
And he decided to change his mind. We can do and change in such a way that can cause the Lord to change his mind. You understand? That's how important it is if the Lord calls you into the truth and he allows you to be able to understand what's being said in these classes. And he allows you to even sit through one of these classes. Most of our people can't sit through 10 minutes of a UPK class, let alone walk into the door or sit in a room or a school with all the demons that's on our people. But we can change the Lord's mind. We can, if we serve him well enough. Moses did, Joshua did, Christ did, Ezekiel did, the disciples did. It's possible. Who can tell? Who's to say? You understand? That's how important it is to come into the truth. All right. But that was a very good question there. All right. Most High in Christ. 5 and verse 17. All right. Anybody else got any questions to type them in there? All right.
Come on. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not.
Don't think. Don't put into your mind or your spirit. He's going to say, don't think something. Think not what?
That I am come to destroy the law.
Don't think that I am here so that the law.
Most High in Christ. Make sure everybody can hear me. All right, here we go. Most High in Christ. Go ahead and clap it up. Shalom, shalom, Salakia. Can everybody hear me well? Salakia. It seems like you can hear me well. You just can't see me well due to my screen. Give me 1 second, all right? Everybody give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, hold on. Give me 1 minute. Shalom, shalom. Give me 1 second, all right? Hold on.
The same religious leaders now, they told our people that this means the law of Moses is done away. That's what Christ is saying. Christ himself said that's not true. They still lied on him.
Right.
You understand? And with that, let's go ahead and get a commercial from our sponsors.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around.
All right, damn right. Most High in Christ. That should be a lot better. A little bit better, at least, with the seeing. Everybody see me pretty good. That should be Tawah right there. All right? Go ahead and clap it up. All right, shalom. Yahweh Hashem Ashur Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Thun Bashim Yahweh to all the sisters. Excuse me. I'm Priest and Officer 5000 Malak. I'm the camp leader here in Kansas City, and this is the Wednesday Night Law class. Tonight's class will be a great class. Lord allow, we'll be breaking down the truth of the Bible, the truth of your oppressor, because the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. It could just be this camera. That's all it is the camera. And I don't think it's anything else but this camera. All right, we'll be breaking down the truth of the Bible. I got some young brothers here to introduce. Let's bring them on the stage. Hold on. Let's give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. There we go. Shalom to the young man Yeshaya. Shalom, young man finest. Give these brothers a hand.
Shalom.
Shalom, Akim. How y'all doing? How you feel?
Doing Tawab. How you doing?
Most High in Christ. I'm Tawab, mighty man. Shalom to the sister Nichelle. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemar Thaba Shemi Shah. Rib of the trooper. I'm sorry. It's like a rib of officer, a warrior. All right. Most High in Christ, sis. Always good to see you in class. Tonight, Akim, we're going to be going over the toxicity of the culture of our oppressor. Just don't mind the camera. As long as you can hear me, I should be good, right? Nevertheless, tonight we'll be going over the topic of the toxicity of our oppressor's culture. It is one for the record books. Our oppressor is so goddamn his culture. When I say his culture, what do I mean? I have this book, right? It's called Albion Seed. Now, if the camera will pick it up, you can see it. And it won't be able to pick up the... Here, I'll do it like this. I'll show you an image on Google, right? It's called Albion Seed, right? And it's by this author. His name is David Hackett Fisher. All right. And this is a 5-part series. This is a 5-book series, right? It's called Albion Seed. This Albion Seed, the first part of the installment, it goes over the culture of British Americans that came over, the Puritans, the Quakers who came over in the 1600s. It goes over the region of the United Kingdom from where they came. It goes over their culture. It gives a qualitative study and a quantitative study of their culture. All right. And I'll get into what that is in a second. But first, I'm going to show you a picture of this book. All right. And like I said, it's 5 parts. All right. 4 British folkways in America. Let me share this image to everyone that's watching class. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. This is it right here. It's called Albion Seed. It's Albion Seed. It's a cultural history of the United States, arguing the 4 distinct British folkways: Puritans, the Cavaliers, the Quakers, the Borderers, and how they shaped American regional cultures, politics, and social structures. This is the image right here. So thus far, it's a great book, right? This is what it looks like right here. All right. So it's called Albion Seed, right? And what I love most about it, thus far at least, and what I know that the other 4 parts will also dive into, it talks about the toxicity. It talks about the damaging effects of our oppressor's culture. That's what it does. It goes over. So for an example, I'm going to give you an example from the book. All right. Here we go. Give me 1 second. All right. I'll give you one example from the book. I hate this thing keeps doing that, but nonetheless, we're going to deal with it. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple examples from the book. All right. So these are what I'm about to list to you or lay to you. These are empirical indicators of folkways. Now, just to be clear of what a folkway is, your folkway is what makes up, according to the oppressor. This is according to Harvard doctors of history and sociology. This is what makes up your culture. Now, while I'm reading this, I want you to ask yourself, what are Black and Latinos equal to what I'm reading you? I'm about to read you qualitative and quantitative examples of what the folkways of it that make up a culture are. I want you, while I'm reading these, to think about what Black, Latino, and Native Indian folkways are. Is everyone ready? All right. This is speech ways, building ways, family ways, marriage ways. So speech ways. These are your language, what makes up the language of your people, right? Every race of people have their own language. It's what identifies you as this race of people. Before someone sees an Arab, they hear the language they speak. At one time on the earth, everyone was brown skinned. So by simply looking at the color of a man's skin, that didn't identify or indicate what race you were. The indicator of what race you were was what, young man finest? You're on mute.
Salaki, can you repeat that question?
Before the oppressor created race, before he created ethnicity,
Con.
right? Everyone on the earth was brown skin. Everyone was a shade of brown.
Con.
So what would be the indicating factor to know what race this person was? I was about to give you the answer. What will be the indicating factor to know I'm American or I'm Arab or I'm, Benin? What will be the indicating factor?
Where the person was born?
No. How would you know where they're born? Give the sister a hand. How you spoke, your language, right? Speech ways. This is the first indicating factor that this oppressor has listed for folkways under culture. These are things that make up your culture, how you speak. So not just the language you speak, but how you speak. You brothers ever heard of AAVE? African American Vernacular English? This was a... hold on. Somebody said, Khan? Who said something?
No,
Oh, la'ah, no sweat. AAVE is how Black Americans speak, how Negroes, the tribe of Judah, have learned to speak over 400 years in this land. The English we speak is not proper English. It's not the King's English. It's not the Queen's English. The English we speak is broken English, if you would, right? It's what's up. You understand? It's not good morning. How are you doing? What's going on? How you feel? That's what white people consider AAVE. How we can join together two words that have no business being joined together. What's a perfect example of this? I can't think off the top of my head, but when we speak, because this is the reason I can't think of it off the top of my head, because under Commanding Junior, brother, I'm a priest and a teacher. So I had to unlearn a lot of the ignorant ways of our people. Do you understand? I had to unlearn that so that I could be professional and that I could represent this school in the manner it should be represented. So I don't have clear examples off the top of my head, but you can just look up AAVE examples in Google. I don't have to do it. You can look it up. This is a real thing that white people have studied since slavery. And they said Black Americans don't speak this way. The tribe of Judah, Negroes, don't speak this way. So it's not only what language you speak, Akim, it's also how you speak the language. I'll give you a perfect example. Spanish. You may think that the Spanish that Issachar or that Zebulon or that Ephraim or Manasseh speaks is Spaniard Spanish. It's not. Issacharites don't say vosotros. They teach you that in American schools when you're learning Spaniard standardized Spanish. They teach you vosotros as we. What is Spanish? What is Issacharite? How do you say we in Issacharite Spanish? Nosotros amamos a nuestra gente. You understand? That's Issacharite Spanish. ¿Qué onda? That's not standardized. ¿Qué haces? That's not standardized. The word jacket in standard Spanish is chaqueta. That's how you say jacket or shirt, right? The way you say it in Issacharite Spanish, chamara. Chamara. You understand? That's not standardized. French. Do Haitians speak French? No, they do not. Haitians do not speak French. You understand? Shalom to the sister Bashama. Yahweh Shemal Athah Bashim Yahweh Shah. Most High Christ. Also, use this time for the young men to sign in. If you're in the class, you don't have to, right? Because you're physically here. If you're watching online and you're a young brother or young sister who does not have their Hebrew name, sign in. This sign-in form is also found on the Facebook class. So if you're watching from Facebook Live, it's there too. All right. Chimara, right? Andale pues. Right? the way you would say, "Can you help me?" in I guess Spanish is what? How would you say that in standard Spaniard Spanish? You would say, "Ayúdame." I guess ayúdame. Even that sounds like that's more Ephraim and Manasseh, right? That sounds like Ephraim and Manasseh. That don't even sound like standard. But this is the way that Issachar say, "Can you help me?" Or "Can you help me over here?" Pues de tener aquí. Pues de tener aquí. See, it's a way that we speak in every tribe of Israel, that it is the way we speak that tells you these cats ain't the people from here. We're not the English settlers that have this great diction and oration. These are not the Spaniards. These are the descendants of the empire who was here before the Spaniards colonized, before Cortez came down from Spain and colonized the brothers and sisters, the natives of Mexico, the natives, the Taino Indians in Puerto Rico. Everyone understand? So speech is the first thing that you're going to know. This cat is East Indian. This cat is Russian. You understand? This cat is French. This cat is Arab. This cat is Persian. Speech, your language. Does everyone understand? Remember, as I'm reading these, I want you to think about what your language is. What's your people's language? What's our people's language? Young man Yeshaya, young man Finest. What is our people's language? Speech ways, your oppressor, he can go back to his speech ways. The Arabs can go back to their speech ways. The Africans, all of you black people who think we're Africans, Africans haven't been enslaved like black people have, like the tribe of Judah, like the Negroes have. How do I know? Because they were never cut off from their inheritance. That's how I know. The Bible says, "Thou will be cut off from thy inheritance." That was speaking about Israelites. That wasn't speaking about Africans who have dark brown skin like us. Because Africans maintain their name and they maintain their language. They maintain their language, Akin. Do you understand that? The Africans, although they may have been colonized by the French, although they may speak French, guess what? They still speak the language of their native people, of their ancestors. You go over there in Nigeria, they may have been conquered parts of Nigeria by who? The Germans or the French or the Belgians. Guess what? They still maintain Nigerian languages. They still maintain the native tongue. Their last name isn't a French last name. It isn't Bonaparte. Do you understand? It isn't Baptiste like the Haitians. That's not the African's last name who was conquered by the French. It's Mobutu. Do you understand? It's Kwame Nkrumah. It's who was the one? Burkina Faso. You see, they don't have the last name of the oppressor, and they don't have the language of him either. We are the people who are God's chosen people who were discontinued from our heritage. Let's keep going. 1 second. Hold on. Let me bring in Kakum. Shalom, Kakum. Yahabashimeshwita. Go ahead and clap it up for Kakum Bar. Officer Kakum, what's going on, priest?
Oh man, I'm Tawab. How's it going, sir?
Most high Christ. It's Tawab, brother. Good to see you. We're going over the culture. What makes up a culture according to PhD, Harvard PhD, and Yale PhD sociologists and historians. This is white people who have studied your culture and who have studied culture for years. And this is what they have concluded makes up your culture, is what they call folk ways. The first one is speech ways. Here's another one. This is not in order. Family ways. The structure and function of the household and family. How is your family? What is your family structure? Remember, Kakum, I told the brothers and the sisters watching, as I'm reading these, I want you to think about our culture. What makes up Black and Latino and Native Indian culture? You see, I know how white people handle family matters. I know their family ways. I know their family structure. They have a father and a mother and the children, and the father passes down the inheritance to the sons and to the daughters and to his children. I wonder what the tribe of Judah's family ways are, Yeshaya, young man Finest. I wonder what it is, Kakum Gabar. Do we know who our fathers are? Our mother told us that this man was our dad, and then we came to age and said, this brother is not our father. We had a different father. We weren't raised with a father. You see this? You understand? Think about our culture as you're thinking about, as I'm reading this. Now I'm going to give you a couple more. Sex ways, conventional sexual attitudes and acts, and the treatment of sexual deviance. What is our culture? I know what the white man's culture is when it comes to his sex ways. On paper, it's one man, one woman. That's what monogamy. That's our oppressor's culture when it comes to how they deal with sexual acts. And sexual deviancy, I know on paper, a rapist is supposed to go to jail in America. At least on paper, that's what I know. How do Black people deal with sexual deviancy? I think we call our sexual deviance the bishop, the reverend doctor. That's what I think we call our sexual deviance in the Black community, in the Latino community. We call them the uncle that we don't go and keep our kids around anymore. That's how we handle it. I think I know how we handle sex ways in our culture. Our culture's sex ways is loose. You have sex with whoever you want. Try them all. You got to use what you got to get what you want. That's how our culture is taught. That's how Black girls and Latino girls are raised, to have no care whatsoever over their body, to have no care whatsoever over their vagina, over their breast, over who sees them naked. We don't even know what nakedness is. Do you want to know why that culture has been stripped from us? Someone give me Jeremiah 17:5. This is off the top of my head. I believe it's 17:5. Cucumber bar. The young men, someone get it. Give me Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. I think that's the scripture I'm looking for, right? I think I know why we don't have a language. I think I know why we don't know how we deal with sex ways. I think I know why we don't know how we deal with child rearing and marriage and family. Go ahead, young man Yeshaya.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh.
Give me a verse up. Give me a verse up.
Okay, come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right? And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. You see, the Lord gave us a heritage. He gave us a culture. He gave us a language. He gave us a way to deal with sex, a culture on age, a culture on family, on gender, on child rearing, on our religious ways. He gave us a belief system. He gave us the Bible. He gave us his law. He gave us a culture. But see, when I'm reading these off to you, you don't even know what language you speak. You don't know what your people's native tongue is. If you are African, you would know. If you were East Indian, you would know. If you were British, if you were from one of the 4 British folkways in America, guess what? You would know. You know why Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians don't know? Read that again, Ak.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage,
because
that
the Lord said that he would discontinue us from our heritage. What does that mean, to be discontinued? To be cut off, to not see it anymore, to not have it anymore. Like you go in a store and they discontinue your favorite brand of snack. It's not there in the store anymore. They discontinued it. They cut it off. The Lord cut off our heritage. He cut off our folkways. He cut off our culture, our language, and guess what else? He cut off that promise that he promised to Abraham. He promised to Isaac and Jacob. You see, when Moses said, "Thou shalt see it no more again, by the way I speak thereof," we haven't seen our homeland since. We were discontinued, cut off from it. Does that mean that we can't get it back? No. That's not what that means, because that's what we're doing in the Israelite School UPK. We're working to get it back. We're working to get that culture back, to get our culture, our language, our folk ways back. We're working to get that covenant back. We're working to get that promise back, our land back, our laws, our structure. We're working to get it back. That's what you're doing in this class. You're learning our folk ways. You're learning how to get it back. You're learning how to put on the clothes of honor, the regal up attire that you see us wearing in the UPK. That's not a coincidence why we wear this clothing. It's not a coincidence we rock this shield. It's not a coincidence that we rock these fleur-de-lises. It's not a coincidence we wear boots and braids and fringes. That's our culture, young man. That's how we're supposed to do it. It's no coincidence the girls and the daughters and the women in here wear what? Dresses with their heads covered and their mouths closed. That's their culture. Not to be a clamorous woman in the streets arguing with men. You see, they become that way because of someone else's culture that we put on, because of someone else's folk ways that are not our folk ways, a heritage that is not our heritage. You see, I've learned from this book, brother, and learning from this book, those 4 different British folk ways, those 4 different British cultures and people, the Puritans and the Quakers and the other 2 that it said, those 4, they're all white people. Do you understand? All of them. Yet and still, the region of the United Kingdom they're from, they have a different language way. They have a different sex way, a different learning way, a different dress way, a different culture. Do you understand? Those 4 different British folk ways, the Quakers, the Puritans, and the other 2. It's the right now the ones I'm reading about are just the Puritans and the Quakers. The other 2 are later on in the book. So the Puritans and Quakers, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning that that's who settled the New England region of America, right? You know, when they taught us in school about the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria, do you remember? Okay, now after that, do you remember when the Pilgrims came over from the United Kingdom, from Great Britain, and they settled and landed on Plymouth Rock, and they landed in New England, they landed in New York, they landed up there on the East Coast of America? Those were 4 different white cultures. 4. I'm not even talking about the Scottish and Irish that came 200 years after. I'm speaking specifically about the ones from Great Britain. They have a different way on how they handle these things, which is why he gives a qualitative and quantitative study on each indicator, on everything. He gives that so that you can see that the ones from the south of UK, they have a different way on how they handle. Do you ever hear white men say, for God and country? It's God, it's country, and it is family. Do you know why that is? Because the British, who are the Puritans, who I think are from South Britain, that's the way their culture was embedded in them. It was God, it was country, and then it was family. What about the ones from North? It wasn't God, country, and family. It was, what's the perfect word? It was nobility. Nobility is the only thing that mattered, not God and country, which indicates what? These were poor people, that white people that came from the South. These were rich kings and aristocrats that came from the North. Does everyone understand that? I also have another one about the Scottish. When the Scottish and the Irish came here, damn, this thing cut it off. An inquiry into the genealogy and present state of ancient Scottish surnames and their folk ways. That's written by William Buchanan. And this is written during the time of King James. This is a compilation of a 400-year study done by white people. And do you know what their conclusion of that was? Black people ruled Scotland. Black people ruled Scotland. That name, you ever hear the English word swarthy, which means like black and suave? That comes from Swartz. That last name or surname Swartz means black. And it doesn't mean black like sickly. It doesn't mean black like famine. It means the man or the surname of the family that this name belongs to is black. That's what Schwartz means. That's what it's so many. Those surnames of Scottish and Irish, it was because these people that were there first were black people. It doesn't mean they were Israelites. Some of them may have been, but it does mean they were black. They weren't white. I wonder who changed that. Can you take a guess? I wonder who how do we not know these things? How do we not know the nobility of our forefathers? How do we not know this? Not you could come. Somebody answer. Go ahead, young man, Yeshaya.
The Renaissance?
No, how do we not know it?
Oh, how do we not know it?
Yes. You would have to have been in class tonight to know why we don't know this.
Oh, because we've been discontinued from our heritage.
Give the brother a hand. You know why we don't know? Because we have been discontinued from our heritage. We've been discontinued from knowing who we were before the slave ships. All we know here is that it's like we came out of this wood that the slave ships were made of. We don't know anything before 1619. All we know is we're Christians, we eat pork, we have sex loosely. I wonder how we don't know who we were. I wonder how we don't know that we once ruled Scotland and Ireland. I wonder how we don't know the lands of Europe that we ruled. I wonder how we don't know that. I wonder how we don't know what our nobility was. I wonder how we don't know that. I know, because I know the Bible. And Jeremiah 17:4 says that the Lord said he would discontinue us from our heritage, from our culture. Keep reading, Yeshaya. By the way, if anyone has a question, please feel free to ask, all right? Also online. If anyone online watching has a question, feel free. All right, keep reading, Yeshaya. Continue.
Khan, reading on. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Ooh-wee. Read that part again, Ak.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Brother, do you know why we have to serve devils like Chud the Builder and Donald Trump? Do you know why we had to be put in slavery? Do you know why you have to work a 9 to 5, a 6 to 6, 12-hour shifts? You work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, can't see your family, can't see your children. You're working literally to death. By the time you try to retire, there won't be a pension. There won't be a retirement here in America. And you working all these years to support a family, still living in squalor, still living hand to mouth, don't have a pot to piss in, which comes from ancient Europe, don't have a pot to piss in, yet and still you get up every day, you go to work, all for what? Your children are terrible. Your son is in prison. Your daughter's a whore getting a train run on her by the entire football team. Your man left you. You're in jail. You're a brother or in jail. You don't know when your hearing is, when the arraignment is, like Khalif Browder. We are in service of our oppressor. We are slaves to him. No justice. Don't get anything done. The hood looks the same as it did during the Reconstruction era, during the Great Migration. The ghettos and the projects look the same for the last 100 years. Nothing to show for it. All the voting, all the Congressional Black Caucus, brother, there were black senators in slavery. While slavery was still going on in 1863 and 1864, there were black senators, black Republican senators. During Reconstruction, there were black governors. Black senators, black congressmen. Over 200 years. Over damn near 200 years. And guess what? We still have nothing to show for it. All you are is a slave to Amazon, a slave to UPS, a slave to student debt, a slave to student loans, a slave to $6 a gallon of gas. I know why could come. I know why we're slaves to these oppressors. I know why when Chud the bodybuilder comes up to you, listen, I know why a white man even has the audacity to come up to someone black and call them the N-word to their face. I know why that is. You see, he doesn't go up to Jewish people and says, "You kike, I have the freedom of speech, you kike." He doesn't go up to the Pope or some Catholic and say, "You papists, I have the freedom of speech, you papists." I want to know why he doesn't do that. I wonder why it was just blacks and Latinos he calls spics and niggers and chimps and apes to their face. Yeshaya, would you like to read that part again?
Oh, Khan. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
We're in the land that no man knew, brother. And we were called to serve our enemies, to be afraid of them, to be of service to them. Oh, you got it, mister. You got it, sir. You got it. We're just slaves. It makes me so sick to think about how afraid black people are of white people. It makes me sick. Because only if you knew who you were, you wouldn't be afraid of anybody. Precept: fear not him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the soul and the body. I know why you're afraid of white people. I know why you let Chud the Builder, what Captain Zarek affectionately calls Bob the Builder. I know why you feel that way. I know why you let him say the N-word to your face. I know why you work 3 jobs and going nowhere. Still don't see your children. Won't get a pension. Gas is only getting higher. I know why that is. Because we were discontinued from our heritage. Because this was a punishment for wanting to put on the culture of the other races of people. That's why. Don't you see the entire reason we were disobedient to God's laws, to our culture, to our folk ways, is because we saw it someone else's folk way and culture was more important. Someone else's culture we thought was better than ours. We thought someone else's culture was better than ours, and we still do. That's what is so heartbreaking about the Chud the Builder and black people, is that black people see Chud the Builder like he doesn't see you. He sees a chimp. Donald Trump sees a chimp. But do you know who Tim Scott sees? He sees God. He sees the man that he's striving to be like. Do you know who Benjamin Carson sees when he sees Bob the Builder? He sees God. He sees Jesus Christ, his Lord and Savior. And that is who you're trying to be. His culture is more important than you. That's what's so sad about the whole thing. That is our life here. That's our life here. Since the 1700s. That's our life here. Our life has been, these are the people who rule over us. Over time, they became our God. They became our God. We have images of them in our home as our leader. JFK and Abraham Lincoln and Dr. King and White Jesus, Caesar Borgia. I want to know why that is. Not only because we've been discontinued from our heritage, because we wanted to be like them. You see, before America was even invented, give me John 8:44, please, quickly. Before there wasn't such thing as America, let me hip you to something. While we were in our land, do you understand? While we had black leaders, while we had black banks and black architects and black structures and black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, while the nation of Israel knew our culture, let me show you who your leaders still wanted to be like. Give me John 8:44. And then Yeshaya, you hold Obadiah. Right? Go ahead.
This is John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Ooh-wee. Now, who was speaking? Does your Bible show you what color that was written in?
Red letters.
This was written in red. What does that mean? That means our King Christ said these words.
Con.
Christ wasn't speaking to an average poor black or Hispanic. He's speaking to the Pharisee and Sadducee, the descendants of the Hashmonean Empire, the same brothers who ruled over Israel for a time and earned that because of who their forefathers were that fought against the Greeks in Maccabees. Now they're in charge of us the way the Black Christian Church is in charge of us. And this is who they aspire to be. Remember, they're in rulership over black people. They're in rulership over the Jews. These are Israelites. These are white people Christ is speaking to. These are black people in power. your black congressional caucus, your black senators and mayors and governors, your black ruling class. This is what Christ told them. Read that again from the top.
Con, this is John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and
Keep
the
going.
lusts of your father ye will do.
And the what?
And the lusts of
And the
your
what?
father, and the lusts,
And the what?
and the lusts,
Having sex outside of your race.
and the lusts,
Eating pork and eating shrimp.
and the lusts,
It's my body. I do what I want with my body.
and the lusts,
Have sex with who you want to have sex with.
and the lusts,
It's all about being happy, sis. Leave him if he don't make you happy.
and the lusts,
We got to get in there and change the system.
and the lusts,
Vote or die.
and the lusts,
God bless America.
and the lusts.
This is what this is what black leaders have been doing since Christ walked the earth. Since we were in our homeland, your black leaders have perpetually attempted and have completed doing the lust of your oppressor. That's why Christ chastised them and said, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. You have made white people your father. That's why you're afraid of them. Because you have made them the people in charge of you. You don't have to make white people in charge of you. You could have chose Commander Juliana. You could have chose Christ. You could have chose his disciples. You could have chose the ISUPK since 1969. But instead, you chose to vote. Instead, you chose to pray. You chose to go to church. You chose Malcolm X. You chose Dr. King. You chose the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. You chose the Independent Caucus. That's what you chose. Instead, you could have chose God. You could have chose your culture. But the lust of your father ye will do. You want to do the lust that white people do. That's why you're afraid of Chud the bodybuilder. That's why you're afraid of Donald Trump. That's why they have power over you. Because you chose them to be your father. And you're going to be just like them. You see where Chud the Builder is, right? His ass is in jail. And he's going to be going to jail for attempted murder. This is this devil right here. I was going to play the video. I still might if we have time. But this is his dumb ass right here. This racist devil. This oppressor right here. He's going to jail, I pray, forever. This devil, Bob the Builder, Chud the Builder, who go around calling black people the N-word, calling us niggas and Mexican spits.
Right.
That's what he does. You know why he does that and why you don't do anything about it? Because the lust of your father you will do. Because Bob the Builder is your father, black people. That's why. That's why. You know who you're afraid of? Your daddy. Everybody is scared of daddy. Everybody. Everybody's afraid of their father. Well, guess what? You made the white man your father. That's why you're afraid of him. You see, if you were to make God your father, you wouldn't be afraid of white people. Jesus Christ wasn't afraid of the Romans. Do you understand? I wonder why, young man. I wonder why, Finest. I wonder why, Yeshaya. I wonder why could come. Because he had a father. That's why. He didn't make white people his daddy, like your black leaders have done. That's why you're so afraid of them. That's why you let them call you the N-word and no repercussion. That's why. That's why they grope your daughters and your sons, and that's why you send them to church. You're afraid of white people because you want to be like white people. That's why when we say what we say about the oppressor, what do black Christians say? You're wrong. You're wrong. I got a video to show you from DC. He said, officer, Kazak Ahmad, give Kazak Ahmad a hand, Akim. Right? Now, this devil has been battling the UPK for years, all right? Just so y'all know what I'm about to show you. But I'm going to show you this video of this bastard who was a Christian who loved white people. And I'm going to show you this. Let's watch this for a second. Hold on. Let me remove this. All right? I'm going to show you this.
About child molestation.
So we shouldn't bring attention to child molestation.
I mean, is that the gospel?
So we
nor child molestation.
I didn't say that.
So why are you trying to skip over the rampant child molestation that is going on in the Christian church?
We, brother.
Why are you talking?
Why are you talking about child molestation? He's a Christian. I wonder why he doesn't want child molestation to be brought up, Kakam. I wonder why a Christian in 2026, with the Epstein files readily available, I wonder why he doesn't want child molestation and rape to be brought up. I know why. Because the lust, read it. Why? Why doesn't he want it to be brought up?
The lusts of your father ye will do.
The what?
The lusts of your father ye will do.
You love touching those kids in that black Christian church the same way Donald Trump likes touching kids. Do you see the residual effects of what happens? The effects. That's the right word. Do you see that what happens when you serve and obey your oppressor and love his culture more than your own? When you try to adopt his culture, you become him. That's why Christ said, ye are of your father, the devil. He was calling these Pharisees and Sadducees who were black, the devil. Just like we call the white man the devil, because the white man is the devil. And the children he has is all throughout this world, all throughout this earth. You give me any allies of America, they are the devil too. Whoever is the ally of America, whoever is the ally with the white man, he's the devil too. He's a liar, like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia are such chumps that they can't even stand up against the white man here in America. Let me tell you something. Do you know what race of people run Saudi Arabia? Does anyone know? Go ahead, Yeshaya.
If you got it.
Say it again.
I was gonna say that the other brother got it, but I'd say Esau.
No.
I'm talking about the you said the Arabs, right?
Yes, the Arabs. Saudi Arabia, give them a hand. That's the answer. Saudi Arabia is ran by Arabs. So is Qatar. And when I say run by, I mean that is who that land is to. That's who benefits from that land. That's who dwells in that land. It's the Arabs. Why is it that Saudi Arabia and Qatar, why is it that they are against Iran? Why are they against Iran? Does anyone know the answer to that? Wouldn't they be with their Muslim brothers? Shouldn't they be with their Arab Muslim brothers over there in the Middle East? This is something that always blew my mind before joining Esau's military, right? Why in the hell is the Middle East so divided? They're all the same people virtually. They're all the same. The preponderant group of the Middle East are Arabs. Do you understand? And all of them are Muslim. All of them. Why are they so against each other? I think I know why. Does anyone else know why?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead. Salakia, come let the young man answer.
Because Saudi Arabia and all the other ones, they're in bed with Esau.
Give him a hand.
Right. If I could.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to give an example. I was going to say the same reason why the North Koreans and the South Koreans will stand at a line and walk up and down the line with guns in their hand, daring someone to cross that line.
Damn right.
Lock it.
Damn right. Give him a hand. That's so heavy. And that is true. It's called the DMZ zone. The DMZ zone. You can look it up. I had a friend, one of my good friends who happens to be an Iscariite, is the same one who taught me Spanish, who I grew up with, one of my best, closest friends from the world to this day. He was in Esau's army, and he was deployed to South Korea on that DMZ line. He was a C-burn, a chemical biological radiologist. And this brother here told me about his experience in South Korea, in Korea. And it is night and day difference between North Korea and South Korea. And that is a fact. The reason why the Koreans aren't joined together is because of the oppressor. The South Koreans wanted to be in bed with the white man because of his power and wealth. The North Koreans did not. Right. Do you see that? The Iranians didn't want to be in bed with the white man in America because they had too much pride for that. And they were right to do that. I wish our black leaders had a little more pride too. I wish Dr. King had a little more pride in his God than in the white man. I wish Malcolm X would have done that too. I wish your preachers and politicians who are black would have done that also. But instead, they take the bribe. They take the money like Saudi Arabia. They take the protection, excuse me, like Saudi Arabia and Qatar and South Korea and South Vietnam. That's why there was a Vietnam War, because the North Vietnamese, who were the Viet Cong, they chose not to love America. They chose not to do business with America. They chose not to be America's puppets, to get in bed with Esau. The South Vietnamese said, we're getting in bed with Esau. You know what LBJ said? All right. For 10 years, 50,000 American soldiers had to pay for something so simple as, I don't love you, white man. That's what you're up against, black people. Now you see why your black political leaders choose white people. Now you see why they made them their father, because your black leaders don't have fight in them. They're not the UPK. They're not Commanding General Yana. They don't have fight in them. They can't fight the entire U.S. government like we do in the UPK, like we have in the UPK, and won. We've won the freedom of speech to speak out there and have camp. Your leaders did what? Marched for a voting rights act that is now rescinded by their daddy, Donald Trump. Go figure. Not in the UPK. We don't align ourselves with a political party or a political leader. We align ourselves with the God of the Bible, with the God of niggas, because that's our only alignment and that's our only hope. Does everyone understand that? Here we fight the American government. We fight against everybody who is an enemy to Christ, who is an enemy to God, who is an enemy to this Bible and to the truth. And we don't care what the repercussions are. But you see, we've chosen a different path. We've chosen to follow Christ. We haven't choose to make the white man our God, like your black leaders. Keep reading, whoever was reading that.
Khan. Want me to start at the top, Slakia?
Oh, no, you can just continue from where you were at.
Khan out on Khan. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth.
Keep going.
Because there is no truth in him.
Y'all hear that? He abode not in the truth because the truth was not in him. Who is Christ referring to? He's referring to Cain. Cain was the first documented murderer in the Bible. And because of that, he also was cursed. And he is Esau reincarnated. Cain's spirit went to Esau. That's why they're the exact same. The exact same. Right? He's a murderer. He's a murderer. For thou hast had a perpetual hatred against thy brother Jacob. Thy violence against thy brother Jacob. He just always have wanted to murder his brother the same way Cain did. Go ahead, young man, Yeshaya.
So like when Cain was had cursed with the mark, that mark would be the I guess the white skin, wouldn't
Give
it?
him a hand. Yes. The Lord said he's going to set a mark on Cain. Why? So everyone can see his what? His murder. There's only one people on the earth that you can see their blood. That's spiritual. I wonder why that is. Because for blood thou hast seek, blood shall seek thee. That's in the Bible. Because God marked him and said no man can touch him. If you touch him, your punishment is what? Sevenfold. Why? Because the Lord is saving him for last. He's saving your oppressor for last. That's why China is not going to overthrow America. That's why Saudi Arabia, the Straits of Hormuz being closed, is going to cripple and hurt America, but no one is going to hurt the white man. Do you want to know why? Because God is going to hurt him. He's saving his punishment for last, which means it's going to be the worst. The Africans are going to get punished. The Arabs are going to get punished. Every nation is going to get their punishment. But oh boy, this oppressor that's ruled over us, he's got it coming. And it's because of what he did since the book of Genesis. The Lord has something special for him. So don't touch him. Don't hurt white people. Don't go out there and do mass shootings like him. Don't put on his culture. Can Satan cast out Satan? The answer to his violence is not more violence to him. The answer is a supernatural power saving your life. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow Commander Giuliani. I'm going to get in these classes, give up pork, give up white women, give up whores, and I'm going to serve our King Christ. And in doing so, I know what I'm doing to my oppressor. I'm going to fish brothers like Finest and Yeshaya and Cucumber Bar in here so I can do what? So that we can build this nation so Christ can now come back. And he's going to do something to this oppressor, brother, that has never been done to him ever. Ever. And that is worth it. That's worth it. And at the end of all of it, we're going to get a crown on our head and rule the white man. And then have him as slaves. Brother, that's worth giving up pork. That's worth giving up whores. That's worth having brotherhood. That's worth keeping the law of God. It's worth it. Someone real quick, give me Obadiah. And then I got to get out of here. Someone give me Obadiah. He abode not in the truth, and the truth not in the white man can't tell the truth if it meant saving his life. He can't tell the truth. Are you crazy? Just like your pastor couldn't tell the truth if it meant saving his life. Dr. King told the truth once, right before he died. He said, I fear I have led my people into a burning building. I integrated my people into a burning building. Excuse me. That was the truth. That's the most truth he has ever told. And it was right before he passed. Right before he passed, before he got assassinated, before he was murdered. That brother told the truth. He said that integration was a burning building. It was no hope in it. It was failure. It was failure. And we should have learned something from that. But instead, we chose to continue to do the lust of our father, the devil. Keep going. So, like, whoever has Obadiah, read.
What verse? Other one.
Start from the top, Baba Kushah.
Come. This is the book of Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and
don't say the Most High's name, brother. Just say the Most High. All right.
Come on. We have heard a rumor from the Most High, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Verse 2.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Brother, I have to, for time's sake, we want to go into this another time. But brother, that whole Obadiah I love, especially in these last days, because it shows you who it's talking about. There is no denying that that's speaking about who? The white man. He said, I will make you small amongst the heathen. I was going to go over that tonight with Chud the Builder and Donald Trump and Thomas Massey. That's what I wanted to get into tonight as well with the white man's culture. The Lord had this class go somewhere else. Thank the Lord. But I wanted to go into Thomas Massey. I wanted to go into the toxicity and sinful behavior, which I did, of white culture. But I wanted to go into that Thomas Massey Cucumber Bar. I wanted to go into how white men still love Trump. Even though he molested your kids in the Epstein files, he made your gas $6 a gallon. He ruined your economy twice now. He sent your sons to war to Iran to die and to lose their lives. And white men, white women still listen to him and still love him. Brother, what the hell is wrong with white people? That's a documentary we're going to do. What the hell is wrong with white people? There's something fundamentally wrong with these people. They're just not right in the head. There's something wrong with them. And I'm trying to learn. I'm getting books could come. I'm getting Albion Seed and wasting money on crossing a lynching tree and an inquiry into the genealogy of Scott. Brother, I'm trying to learn white people to learn to get this. Some documentary could come. I don't know what is wrong with them. He made you lose your farms. He made you lose your businesses. You're going bankrupt. And this devil, and listen, I got another one. I ain't gonna show this book to y'all yet. I'm gonna wait till I'm waiting. Listen, brother, I'm doing the research. I'm trying to do a goddamn dissertation over here to come on what the hell is wrong with white. There's something fundamentally wrong with them. They're not human. There's something wrong with white people. And for the life of me, I want to know what it is. Why do they still love this man? They voted against Thomas Massey this week, just yesterday. For those of you who don't know, now we don't do politics in the school, right? Meaning when I say we don't do politics, meaning it's your choice to follow the political system in America if you want to. Meaning if you want to watch the news and listen to these things, you can listen to it. There's no sweat. We don't vote in here. That's the truth. You don't vote. Don't go in there and cast no vote. But if you want to listen to who won the election in your zone, that's not a sin. It's okay. It's okay to be an informed citizen. And I like to be informed. And I also like to listen to these things to help the work of the Lord. Like I listen to this to come in here and break it down on camera so that black people don't make the same stupid mistakes white people make. And I want to know why you continue to listen to a man that is not in your best interest. Donald Trump told white people in Kentucky to not vote for Thomas Massey, to vote for his candidate. And they voted for his candidate. And they didn't vote for Thomas. Let me tell you, Thomas Massey went to MIT. MIT, do y'all understand? MIT, he has an engineering, 3 or 4 engineering degrees from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is nigh into Harvard. And when it comes to STEM, engineering, science, technology, mathematics, it's number 1 in the world. In the world. He went there and has 3 degrees from there. He also loves America. He also is remember, Thomas Massey is a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He was already the incumbent chair in the Senate. He was, in Congress, in the House. This cat here, brother, loves America, Thomas Massey. He's a real American, good old boy from Kentucky. He loves his country. And rightfully so, he should. Every white man should love his country. But here's the only problem, finest. Here's the only problem, Yeshaya can come. He didn't love Donald Trump. You see, he loved America. And he was passing legislation to help him. And when I say help America, I mean help white people in America. Right? He was passing legislation to help Americans. And guess what else he did? He stood up against AIPAC, which is the number 1 what is it? A political action committee. It's the number 1 super PAC from the Jewish state of Israel that gives money to American congressmen and politicians. He stood up against them and said, America needs to be for Americans and not for Israelis. He said, the Israelis have no business in our elections. They have no business funding American politicians because Israelis aren't American. What is more of an American statement than that? Now I see why he lost, finest. Now I see why he lost. Now I see why he lost, Shia. And this cat in Kentucky, he damn near wanted to make me feel sorry for him, Kukum. I almost feel sorry for this white man, but I couldn't because he's still rich and in power, and he has $1 billion company. Thomas Massey, with his smarts that he got from MIT, he built and created some technological something. He's one of those technological nuts, like Officer Bun in the school. You brothers will have the honor of meeting Officer Bun one day, and he's another, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering guru, and these are smart people. This cat Thomas Massey has amassed a wealth from his company. He built some equipment that the military uses or that people use like on a daily basis. That's how smart he is. And Donald Trump said he's low IQ. He said Thomas Massey is low IQ, brother, and he has degrees from MIT, and he loves America and loves the white people in Kentucky from where he's his constituents. And Donald Trump said, "Don't vote for him." And white Kentuckians did not vote for him, and they voted for some dumbass white man who's an ex-Navy SEAL, which means he's dumb as hell, and all he cares about is glory, just like Donald Trump. And white people voted for him. You're going to lose your farms, white men in Kentucky. I don't know what else white. But here's the thing that makes my head hurt. They don't give a damn. That's what makes me, I don't understand white people. Finest, would you ever, Yeshaya, would you ever vote for a man, or would you ever choose some cat to be in charge of your company who's going to make you lose money? Would you ever do something like that? Brother, I'm trying to, white people, do you know white people don't care about that? They don't care about losing their family farms. They don't care if the Israeli government is who runs this country, even though they're supposed to be American patriots. They don't care about any of that. And do you know why they don't? As long as you suffer more than them. As long as blacks and Latinos and Native Indians are on reservations in the ghetto, living piss poor in squalor, that's all white people care about in Kentucky. And they don't care about anything else. That has to be studied.
Right.
Does everyone understand? Please, Kakam.
Yeah, if I could, and it goes to show you how, like it says in Obadiah, the wisdom out of Esau has left him, because
Give the brother a hand.
They would rather Salaki, they would rather outsource their labor force with China, for example. You know what I'm saying? Because they could get paid pennies on the dollar in them sweatshops, as opposed to paying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We the ones who helped build up the country, who built the country with our blood, sweat, and tears. But you rather outsource and then also bring other heathens in here, like the East Indians. They own all the gas stations, but they done fell into their own snare. You know what I mean? But I yield on that.
No, give him a hand, dog. That's heavy, priest. Damn right, dog. Well, listen, man. With that, join us next week. Right, join us this Saturday for Sabbath service. Make sure you're logging. Make sure you're subscribing. You're liking. You're sharing. And you're following ISUPK Kansas City on all platforms and ISUPK Iowa for the brothers up there in Iowa. Make sure you're supporting this truth. Pay your tithes, support the truth. And yeah, man, the last days are here. So be ready, brothers. We're ready in UPK. I don't know about you niggas in the world. I know you're not ready. You voted. I know white people ain't ready to come. They voted against Thomas Massey. Damn.
Right.
Brother, give the Lord a hand. Salaki.
Yep.
The white man's empire is falling. It's coming to an end. And he is coming down with great wrath. So you brothers and sisters, you better come into the truth. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, come into the truth. Sígame. How Jeremiah said, sígame. Por lo es lo sigo. Like, give Jeremiah a hand too for Spanish. His Spanish is only getting better every day. I know he thinks that it's getting amazing, my Lord, if he ever sees this. Most High Christ for Jeremiah. Most High Christ for Commander Janihana, all the generals, all the captains, officers, troopers, you young brothers that's coming up strong. Give yourselves a hand, man. All right?
Yeah, Mark.
All right. And with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kakumgabar.
Khan. Yeah, we are the ISUPK, star of the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. And after that 6 months period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court one another, and then after that 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, that is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10. That means a tenth in the Hebrew, which is Ma'asha Ra. That's 10% of any penny or increase that the Most High gives you. And you could get that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. Also, a priest fund or a free will offering for a priest is not mandatory. It's whatever amount you would like. And the upcoming Holy Convocation will be the Lord's Feast of First Fruits. Get the Lord a hand on that. That's coming up next Sunday. So May 31st at sundown. Next Sunday, you know what I'm saying, at sundown is the Lord's Feast of First Fruits. Definitely want to contact your nearest camp leader or whatnot so you can get more information. And after that, I think, what is it? The Day of Atonement. Yeah, so that's a stretch from now. But if anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, you need to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, war scarf. And with that, men of Israel, Amajim, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yalmatah, hands down. Sar, means a term. We're gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak.
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shamar
Yahweh
Atham
Shamar
Bashim
Atham Bashem
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Yahweh Shamar Atham Bashem Yahushua.
Yalmatah, class dismissed.
Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.